Good afternoon and welcome to Copper Coins Coin Roll Hunt Reveal. E570, a 1960D Fed Reserve of Cleveland roll. How is everybody doing? Dan is here. All right. Wait for a couple of more people to get in and I'll bust this roll open and we'll get it done. You got any plans? How you feeling, Dan? Start peeling this back. This one, it says 1960D medium D on it. All right, says we got 5 people here. Nobody's hitting the chat. Well, we'll go ahead and get it started anyways. Yogurt and kefir are life changers. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. End coin. Spiked head die crack. Hello. We'll look at the first 10 reverses. Unless I see a die pair I don't recognize. Little die chip on the cornice and roof. Coin number 2, Taco John. Well, there we got something right there. Is that 88? That might be RPM 88. Seems like I just looked at a couple of those. Let me see. Let's see. And it is 88. There's the mark right there. Let's see what die state it is. We'll look at the top of the cornice. It is the later die state of the two. So Taco John gets a 1mm 88. I guess I won't find my, oh, there we go. My pad so I can label this. So as I expected, we are going to probably find some RPMs in this roll. I agree, Spike Ted. 88 ain't bad. It's a tilted, but it's a pretty good one. It's no doubt you see it very easily. Die chipping on column 12. Coin number 4, Sissy. Die scratches through the date. Be an easy marker to recognize. 60D, I always like searching them. A lot of people like searching them but don't like attributing them because there's so many of them listed. And there's going to be a lot more listed. Unfortunately, I wouldn't be surprised if there's 450, 500 different RPMs. This is the die pair we just saw. Coin number 6, Brad. And Brad gets an RPM 88. I mean, that's a nice one. You look right here. It is nice. They actually might consider that a south. That is considered a D over D south. So Brad gets an RPM 88. Get this coin under. Let me see it. Do I see? If I see a D over D north in that. I do. Ooh, that's a good one. Let's see what we got for this one, but let's see if I can't make it show up better. Let me try putting it this way. That's that. Let's look. Something tells me that is a very tough RPM to find. Is it 263? Not 263, so it's probably 93. Which is I need to get into marker mode to see this better, so I got to turn it back. Oh, that might be that. Let me look here. All right, let me run through the norths real quick. Oh, look at that. I think that's it right there. 18. 1mm18. And it looks to be the later die state. Yep. Jim Fletcher, welcome. You just got an RPM 18. Coin number 8, Chuck Patillo. And Chuck Patillo gets a 1mm18. You can tell by this die scratch. It's right here. It's actually right here also. And the little scratch. I'm going to look at these to make sure I didn't miss one. Well, I did miss one. Looks like Evolution got one. Yeah, and I didn't miss any other ones. Evolution gets one. And then Chuck has one. So lots of RPMs in the roll so far. And there is an 88. So Mickey gets an RPM 1mm88, D over D south. So we've got D over D north and D over D south. Only need an east and a west, and Spiked Head will be satisfied. That, for some reason, I think that's listed as an RPM. Well, I'm not a big fan of it. Let me look. I think it's 61, and I think it has a split lower serif. But there could be one. Let's see. That is right there. That is definitely not that. It's not that. Now that's the one I thought of. That is not it. All the ones I see except for the one have a split upper or split lower serif with it. All right, and I do believe that's a die scratch looking at it. You look at it with the loop. Yeah, it's definitely a die scratch. That's why it's important to have two different methods of magnification. Just for that reason. Robert Bruce, welcome. And there is an RPM. looks like it. A minor one, but nonetheless it is. Let's see if we can't whip through these real quick. At the base of the 9, southwest die scratches. Slight upper serif and a slight loop. Something tells me that's listed just by that mark there. Seems like I recognize that. Not that one. Not that. So far, I don't see it. All right, nope, not quite. Well, I am not seeing it. Doesn't mean I didn't miss it. Sometimes I got to spend more time than just whipping through. Oh. Possibly. Found it possible. Nothing to confirm it, though. I don't see it, so I will have to put this one aside for a future view. Coin 12, Paul Hampton. Coin 13, crispy. So it looks like much of the country is going to get hit with cold again. I hope you guys are all ready. There is 1mm 18. So crispy gets a number 18. Fourth one, I think, of that. We will do a recap if we get a bunch of RPM so everybody knows what they're getting. Robert Bruce, hello. And that, I believe, is another 18. It is. Coin 15, dirty water. Dirty water gets a 1mm 88. D over D south, you see it right here on the bottom of the mint mark. You know, you're gross, Eric. That's just wrong. And another, this one's got a hit on the mint mark, but it is, there's the die gouge right there. Coin 17 for Carl. Now this one kind of makes the last one not hurt quite as bad. There is another 18. And another 18. Carrie Bruce, welcome. Hope you're doing well. Coin for Josie. I think we have a D over D East on now. Let's see. Sure looks like it could be. Don't know if I'm seeing something or what. No, it sure looks like it. Let me see here what we got for D over D East. That might be a die gouge. Think it's that one. I am going to hold this out, but I don't think it is. I'm going to look at see if there's anything on the bottom, if there's any little nubs. Get some different lighting on it, and it'll help. He should be doing some reveals soon, Carrie. The website crashed, and he's been working on the website, and then he had to change the server and migrate it to a new server. Are you talking about RPM number 1, Joe? Or the DDO number 1? So it should, that's pretty good coin. You'll get a little bit of premium for that. So yeah, that's about as thorough as I can be, Carrie. I know that he owes, I think, eight reveals. And he did mention to me that he was going to do at least the 2 soon. You're going to have a package coming, but it's not going to have his reveals in it, of course. But it'll have what I have for you here. But never fear, you will get everything that you are owed. There is a 1mm 88. Yeah, he's just been the way. I don't know if you guys were aware, but Copper Coins crashed a while back. And it turns out it was because he was on a legacy type server and something. There was some reasons why it crashed. So he had to have it migrated to an up-to-date server. And it's just been kind of a problem since then. And I do know he's working on a new website also. So a new version of Copper Coins should be out eventually, relatively soon, I'm thinking. And I remind everybody, Friday, I will have a 56D roll going. Another 1mm 18. And then I'll have a 61D roll coming Monday. Monday, I'm going to be selling 6 rolls again. I'm not sure. I know there's a 57p roll just because it was requested. Is that the same coin? That's not it. That could be it in a different die state. And the last time I checked, I couldn't get on Variety Vista. I still can't get on Variety Vista, so. So I'm thinking the one I thought might have been a gouge. All right, let's see what we got here. That's similar also. the reverse. That might be that one. It could be 75. So I'm going to have to put this aside with coin 19. I can't get on any of the other sources right now. Yeah, well, you know, I gotta say, it's been a long time. I've been looking at copper coins for a long time, and I can't remember the last time that it crashed. So, but if you know Chuck, he's been working on it feverishly, and he won't do much of anything else until it's fixed. That's just kind of how he is. Not to mention it's his baby. Coin 29, Stan. That's a hit, but that looks like a D over D north. That's crazy. Don't know if that is or not. I don't recognize it. I don't think that is. We're going to check it out. See, I don't remember one being like that. Which is what I'm seeing is right here. But I want to keep it out to put different light on it at a minimum. Nope. Paul Adams, good afternoon. Hope all is well with you. Finding some RPMs in this roll. Quite a few RPMs in this roll, actually. There's a 1mm88 right there. That's a dandy. We'll be doing a recap of the roll when we are done. And that is a 1mm18. See that for those that just joined on the inside loop right there. Coin 33, Kurt. And Kurt gets a 1mm 18. This is how I'm telling for sure is these die scratches right there. But you can see it. It's right in there. Coin 34 for Carl. And that is another one of those. Let me see something here. I want to look at the, if I can find a definite marker to link these three coins together. There's one. There's that. There's that. So it is the same. I want to see. Where's that other one? Let's see if this has got a little die break there. Does not. Does it have any of that? No. So we'll have to put that aside again. I do think that it is actually 45. Has anybody else saw that Variety Vista is down, or is it just me? Yeah, I was on it this morning, Dan. And then when I went to do the reveals, I usually open that one up into my Wexler page up. There's a 1mm 18. Guess I can check on my phone. Sometimes I got to, it's working on your end. All right, so it's me. I've got to do something with my browser, I think. There is a 1mm 88. And we got another 1mm 18. Next coin, Brad. Another 1mm 18. We've got a lot of RPMs in this roll. Next coin for Jim. Jim gets an 88. And Chuck Patillo gets an 88. Coin 43 for Alex. And Alex gets an 18. There's the die scratches in the 9. When you put a magnifier to that, it really pops. It works a lot better than the microscope. I guarantee you a lot of people miss those D over D norths with the little loop on the inside with their scopes. Another 18. God, there's a lot of 18s in here. Whole sheet of flip inserts. There's another 18. I think that's 3 in a row. We'll do a recap at the end of the roll. 4 more coins. Way anybody that's watching knows if they got one or not. Next coin, dirty water. And that's a different one. That is not that one. It's that one. It's actually 1mm93, which is listed on Variety Vista as RPM 18 stage H. It is actually a different die pair. The D is in a different location. But that's amazing. There's two different 90. There are 2 different 18s in there. Another 18 for Carl. See if we can't finish it up with an RPM. No bueno. All right, we've got 3 what I believe are 1mm45, and that's for Mickey, Josie, and Carl. And that's coins 34, 19, and 27. 1mm93, that is coin 48. And we've got 88, and that is all right, coin 2, 6, 9, 15, 16, 23, 24, 31, 37, 40, and 41. And those coins go to Taco John, Brad, Mickey, Dirty Water, Kurt, Brad, Farm Dog, Crispy, Sissy, Jim, and Chuck Patillo. And then we've got a bunch of 18s. And those are coin 3, 7, 8, 13, 14, 17, 18, 26, 32, 33, 36, 38, 39, 43, 45, 46, and 49. And those are for Evolution, Jim, Chuck Patillo, Crispy, Dan, Carl, Taco John, IT, Dirty Water, Kurt, Evolution, Mark, Brad, Alex, Paul, Crispy, and Carl. I want to thank you for coming today. It's always great to hang out with everybody. Friday at about 12:30, 1 o'clock. I think it's scheduled for 1:30, so I'll do it at 1 o'clock. Probably start just after 1. 56D Fed Reserve of Chicago roll. Look forward to doing that one. They're always exciting. Hope to see everybody there. But if I don't, I'm sure I'll see you in the coin neighborhood. We'll talk to you later.